Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
One thing we've learned during the coronavirus pandemic is people continue to reevaluate their living space. Despite huge job losses, Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie explains why the real estate market is bucking economic trends.
Oli Jurdy is on the hunt for a new home.
With the pandemic, you work from home for a few months, you're like, okay.
His place in West Fargo was on the market less than 3 weeks before it sold.
We're pretty excited to have it on the contract and just kind of be done with that part. Now it's a matter of finding a house down there.
Coronavirus cabin fever has the Jurdys moving on, a desire fueling a pandemic real estate boom.
Where I was right that people wouldn't want to sell their home through the pandemic, I was terribly wrong at how many people would actually want to buy through this.
Eric Hatch admits he was concerned when he saw the world changing in March of 2020. What would that mean for his business? He never could have predicted this.
So many people are feeling the walls of the four sides of their home or apartment close in on themselves.
Despite record high unemployment, home sales are outpacing last summer, and bidding wars are too. Hatch says the average house sits on the market for about 2 months, but it's not uncommon for some of them to sell within the first 2 weeks. Listings are down by 4%, but they're selling at an 8% increase compared to last year.
Those that are selling their homes are in such a sweet spot right now.
That's because buyers have less options and may have to compete, meaning sellers are getting closer to their asking prices. The pressure in the market has people like the Jurdys capitalizing.
When we move, the whole Jurdy family moves too, so.
In West Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
The average house in Fargo-Moorhead sells at about $250,000. That's up about 5% from last year. The people we talked to say that prices are lowest in Moorhead and highest in West Fargo. A beautiful start to the Labor Day weekend, but that could change as we head into the overnight hours in some areas. Lisa Green has everything you need to know for the holiday weekend. Lisa?
Yeah, today we always knew was going to be the best day of the forecast, and we got it. We got a gorgeous day out there. Now, there are some passing clouds, some passing showers, as we see on our sky cam here, but we are looking at some conditions that are nice and sunny in lots of other places. But up by Langdon and over toward the Grafton area, you've got a few sprinkles there, some clouds that have been passing over Fargo-Moorhead. Overall, though, it's been quite nice. Check out our temperatures. 80s in some spots. Gwinner and Oaks hitting the low 80s. Over to the east, around 70 degrees. It's 73 in Fargo and 73 in Grand Forks. So still enjoying a beautiful Saturday evening during a holiday weekend. But I want to give you a heads up. If you are in Lakes Country, if you have some friends and family in Lakes Country, definitely want to make sure we're paying attention to the forecast tonight and overnight. There's a threat for some severe weather. It's more likely in southern Minnesota, but the potential is there that it could reach into some of our southeastern counties. So I want to give you a heads up about that. Have your Valley News Live First Alert weather app set to alert you where you are in case any of these storms start to pop in Lakes Country and in that area. Otherwise, a mild night ahead tonight. We're looking at some wind increasing, and that'll bring about some big changes for the rest of the weekend. More on that coming up.
All right, thank you so much, Lisa, for the update. Minot police are searching for the man responsible for a shooting this morning. They are asking for your help in finding 31-year-old Taryn Evans. Evan is 6'2", 185 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. Officials say around 5 this morning, they responded to the report of gunshots and found a man with gunshot wounds. The victim was taken to the hospital. Anyone with information should call 911, Minot Police at 701-852-0111, or contact your local law enforcement. One man was seriously injured in a motorcycle crash last night. Around 7:40, the Polk County Sheriff's Office responded to the 9th Street Northwest near the intersection of Mark Avenue North in Foston, Minnesota. Officials say a motorcycle hit a tree and the driver, 22-year-old Carl Gustafson, was thrown from the vehicle. He suffered serious injuries and was taken to Essentia in Foston before being flown to Sanford in Fargo. Officials say it's believed that speed was a factor in the crash. The investigation is ongoing. Fargo police are asking drivers to slow down after pulling over a motorcycle going more than 3 times the posted speed limit. Officials say last night an officer stopped a motorcycle in the 2300 block of 73rd Avenue South going 92 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. The speeding fines totaled out to be $420 with 15 points against the driver's license. Officials say the 19-year-old driver was not wearing a helmet. There was nothing harmonious about it when a local group found their unmarked trailer full of musical equipment empty this week. For the Troubadour Band members, their music came to a screeching halt. But this sour note has a silver lining. With the help of police, they've tracked down every piece of stolen goods.
It's cool to see that all of our musician friends have been just so supportive of the band and willing to help out by loaning gear to us. It's a good feeling knowing that you have that support, and I've really only seen that in Fargo Moorhead.
The band members say the plan is to hit the stage next in November, adding they'll do so with their signature sound. Now let's take a look at the COVID-19 numbers. Minnesota is reporting 924 confirmed cases of COVID-19, along with 4 new deaths. In total, more than 1,800 deaths have been attributed to the disease. In North Dakota, there are 360 new cases in the state. 5 deaths were reported today, bringing the death toll to 155. Following the holiday weekend, Grand Forks will be hosting a COVID-19 testing event Tuesday, the 8th. Anyone at least 5 years old can be tested at UND's High Performance Center from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's free. You just have to register beforehand. A Minnesota girl is raising money to donate clear masks to a local hospital to help hearing impaired children like herself. Boyd Hupert reports from Minneapolis.
Right now I'm braiding them.
Her hands move quickly, but by now they should.
A lot I have made.
Lainey Broad is prolific with bracelets and problem solving.
So it has drastically impacted some of our patients.
Leah Teagham is Lainey's audiologist at Children's Minnesota, where masks are now mandatory upstairs in the audiology clinic, which presents a problem.
So much of our communication is nonverbal, where we rely on facial expressions, and for individuals who are hard of hearing, we rely on lip reading as well.
Looks something like
Lainey became aware of a solution.
So cover up your nose, yet you can see your mouth through it, so then you can lip read.
Then she put those fast fingers to work.
Well, she was already making bracelets and we had the thread, so we thought, let's try to see if people will buy them. And a lot of people bought them.
All my orders.
Braiding alone.
Somebody wanted 8 rainbows.
And with friends.
These are all the done bracelets.
Lainey has completed and sold roughly 200 bracelets.
Thank you for your support to help hearing impaired kids like me communicate.
Enough bracelets to buy 270 clear masks.
It feels really good.
As did this. Delivery day at Children's Minnesota.
Would you like to sign your check?
For Lainey's donation of $2,056.
Pandemic, she's an 11-year-old girl and she's finding a way to positively influence people.
Awesome. Masks for reading lips.
Cool.
And sharing smiles.
There we go.
That was Boyd Hupert reporting. Hundreds of people took part in a boat parade today on the St. Croix River near Stillwater, Minnesota, in support of President Donald Trump. People gathered on the river bridges, waving flags and watching the parade. At least 4 similar events are planned for this weekend in Minnesota. A quick reminder, don't forget to tune in. We will be bringing the Grand Ole Opry this evening after Saturday Night Live. Later on Valley News Live at 6, protests continue to sweep across the nation from Louisville, Kentucky to Portland, Oregon. People are taking to the streets.